Welcome back to another video, everyone. And today we've managed to get out wide off the coast. We're about 5.5 kilometers out at the moment, currently sitting in 63 meters, and we're giving ourselves a chance at a harp hooker again and plenty of other fish that hang out in this area. Let's do it.
Once the lure was on the bottom, it didn't take long for the rod to load up.
We've got dolphins all around and we're hooked up.
The first fish of the morning was a typical Gurnard.
Good start to the morning.
After taking a couple of quick shots of this fish, it was time to reset the drift and get the lure back onto the bottom.
Oh, she's been a pretty quiet hour. We've just been steadily drifting along and only just hooked up to another fish now. Another Gurnard wouldn't be too bad anyway. And anything else will be welcome, apart from those doggies. Now, what have we got? No, she's a carrot. This big carrot. Well, this is the usual out here. Nice big carrot and pinned right in the front of the mouth with a sanaku. Now we're hoping for other species obviously, but you can't complain with a carrot close to a kilo. So we'll get him onto the ice as he's blown and we'll get that lure back down, hopefully find something a bit bigger. Yeah. Ah, another Gurnard. Oh, you can guarantee it almost this time of year. Big solid ones like that. Another typical one. Not too bad.
After a decent couple of drifts over the drop, I decided to move in a little bit closer to target a few different species, like perhaps a taraiki or maybe a moki. It was pretty apparent when I arrived to my taraiki spot that it was loaded with fish. Scattered marks were showing up right across the bottom, and this is what I was seeing on the underwater camera. With so many fish down there, it wasn't surprising when the rod bent over. Now typically taraiki don't pull this hard, so I really do wonder what this could be.
Oh, I haven't had one like that here for a while. Jesus. Jesus.
After a good little scrap on light gear, my largest taraiki to ever come off this area was now safely on board the boat. At almost 2 kilograms, it was an absolute beast. This one was going to taste excellent. Now heading back to the bottom, I'm just going to go through this clip and run you through what's going on here. So we've got a few little fish hanging around, and then swimming into picture is something I really see, which is quite a decent blue moki. Now typically when the blue moki come up to a bait, they really don't take too much notice of it, and this one looks to be doing that too. But he's just eyeing it just enough that he's going to hang around along with another blue moki who's also in the area. And now he's really smelt that fish bite, and he must be getting some smell of crab out of it, because he's actually keen, and he's going to do a little turn. He's going to come right up to the bait now and take a real good look at it. The first little peck there as his mate rolls past. Now, after he's got that taste of the bait, he's going to turn around, come back up again. Still not committing. Had a little go there as it dropped down. Turning again. Had a bite at the sinker. Another bite at the bait. He just can't get it in his mouth. Finally got a taste of it. Now he wants it. Back down. Fully got it in the mouth. Let it go again. Had another go at it. Finally eats it properly, swims away with it, and he's on there.
Oh, I wonder what that is. Oh. I thought it might have been Moki.
To my knowledge, this is the first time a blue moki has ever been captured eating a bait on an underwater camera. Something that I will probably never repeat.
That was cool. Stunning.
This nice moki was destined for the smoker. As we begin to drift steadily away from the reef, we come across a goatfish. Now this area is quite common with large numbers of goatfish, but often they just aren't that keen on taking baits. But today it seems like the goatfish are on the feed and are going to have a crack at the baits. This big male is going after all the commotion. He heads straight down to the bottom bait. He takes a moment to feel it with the feelers, and then it's straight into his mouth, but he soon spits it out. Unfortunately for me, he hasn't quite got it in the mouth, and we've lost the hookup. And with the swell going up and down so much, it makes it hard for this goatfish to actually get it in his mouth. Now we've risen a bit far off the bottom, and he slinks away. As we continue our drift, we have a scorpionfish come up to attack the bait, heads back down to the bottom, but he's soon back onto it as he really wants that feed. There we go, he's coming right up now, attacking the camera too, but he somehow managed to lose the hook and just wants to look at the camera. This bit of commotion in turn has brought a nice snapper in, and now he's looking at the baits like he wants them. But after a quick test to the flasher, he decides that maybe it isn't the best idea, and he swims off into the distance. Over a patch of shallow reef, we get a very cool look at how sea perch hunt. This one rockets in from absolutely nowhere and crushes the bait. The camera also captures the sea perch's mouth being forced open by the water pressure, making a fish feel much larger than it really is.
Okay, we're heading in a bit closer now. We've done quite a lot on that spot. Caught a really good taraiki and also a blue moki, and we got it on the camera, and I'm so stoked because that'll be the first blue moki eat on a camera probably ever. So that's ticked. It's another fish off the list for the camera. Let's shoot in.
On the way in, I stumbled upon this massive workup of Kahawai. It was one of the largest ones I've ever seen out here, and it was awesome to catch all of these Kahawai on the surface doing what they do. I did have a couple of casts at them, but they didn't seem to be too keen on my tiny little lure. With another memory of the ocean firmly set in my mind, I slowly headed back towards shore. Overall, it was a pretty spectacular day with plenty of big fish to take home, and since we have a couple of special fish, we're going to do a fillet up.
Okay, let's do this, big guy. Lovely big fish. Don't get them too often, over 40 centimeters. Is the really only a much deeper water fish when they get to that size. For this one, he was only out of 30 meters. This is a big old taraiki. We're going to fillet it today. Now, first up, we're just going to go forward and all the way through that front section there. Get the scales off me. Now it's important to go over that rib cage and not pierce the gut cavity. Now we'll turn them around and then we'll go down the backbone. Should be nice and easy on a big fish like this. Yep, he's nice and cold too. Been on the ice to firm that flesh up. And we'll just swing it out the back of the tail. And then we'll come in here, go along the top. And we'll just get that pin bone out of the way and go through the pins. And we'll slide that fillet off. Done a pretty good job, I think. I say that. That's alright. We'll leave that stomach there. There's not much meat left. That's it really. There's only a thin layer there. Fillet number one. We'll just leave him there for the moment. And then we'll go straight to skinning. Get that knife in at the end there. Flatten it as much as possible and push down as you go. Work that backwards and forwards. Now it's off. You leave it on the skin so it doesn't contact the board. Feel for where those pin bones end, right there. And we'll go down one side and down the other side, feeling as I go. Right, that's done. Now we go to the end and we'll do a little sideways cut. That's the pin bones gone. And now we take it off. And there is your beautiful taraiki fillet. Okay, our next fish is a blue moki. Now these guys are pretty uncommon to catch on a rod and reel. They're normally caught by surf casters using a mussel bait. But this one we caught on Fishbites, which has a crab flavouring, really tough bait, and can catch these on occasion. So we're going to fillet it, and I'm going to show you how we do it. Now I'm just going to turn them over. It's pretty similar to a tarakihi or a snapper. The first cut's up here near the pectoral fin. Lighten the knife as we go over. Turn them around. Now we're going to go down this backbone here. Just feeling our way down. Keep going. Down to the bottom. Feel for a backbone with the tip of the knife. And through. Now we'll come out the tail. Now we'll feel our way down again. Now we'll just go down, and the next thing we do is we break the pins right there. Right, now we'll go down the other side of the backbone while we go along there. Just keep following those bones and slowly work that off. There we go. Okay, so that's our two fillets done. We're not going to skin it today, as we're going to smoke moki. That's quite nice smoked over just skinned. So there's our two there, all done.
into it, cat.